Hi, what's up? Hello, good morning. Hope it's a good day. Hope it's a good Tuesday. Um yeah, so today I was thinking of talking about some polarities. We'll see how many I feel like I want to do. It depends. Just woke up, just got up. The YouTube video didn't upload. My phone updated during the night, so it canceled it out. So that was pretty epic, pretty fantastic. But it'll be up. Who cares? Doesn't matter that much. It just kind of sucks, but who cares? Gotta have a positive attitude, positive mindset on it. Even when things go bad, you gotta have that positive mindset. Um, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. um, Positives and negatives. So I mean, we got ways to be positive. We got ways to be negative. You can be positive in a negative situation. You can be negative in a positive situation, which is that just doesn't sound right, does it? Um, so yeah, I think that we should we should think about how we use our positive energy and our negative energy because it can drastically change the outcome of the situations in our life. um yeah, so let's start with we'll start with negative. I usually like to start with negative because then you can end on a positive note, which can be confusing though sometimes. I've realized for people when dealing with me, because then maybe I'm talking about something fairly negative, and then it feels like why does he want to talk about this negative thing? Like why is he bringing this like heaviness into my life? But the point is always at the end for me. I save the positive to the end because I'd rather end on a positive note than end on a negative note. And if you start with all the positive, then you're going to hit the negative eventually and it's just going to boom, knock you down, or that's the feeling you're left with. And I'd rather be left with the positive feeling. So, yeah, building up a story, I usually dive into all the negative stuff first, and then I'll get to the positive later. Um, when speaking to people, sometimes it depends, of course. Every situation is different, so you can't really trademark trademark it like that. Um, anyway, but yeah, the the negative. Yeah, no. Let's go to some positive now. Well, I'll just jump back and forth, and we'll see how the flow turns out. Um, but yeah, having a positive outlook, even when things are negative, can really make a huge difference. And that's speaking on so let's say things aren't going too well. You're facing challenges, things are getting in your way, the people are being annoying, you're getting irritated, things like this. Instead of giving into to the negativity or the irritation, you can be like, you know what, this is out of my control. At least I can stay in a positive attitude. I can have a positive frame of mind moving forward in this. I don't need to submit to the negativity and get stuck and caught up with it, because what's that really going to do for me? It's not conducive to what you probably want to be going towards. So yeah, thinking about that, like when there's all this negativity or all these heavy things going on around you, instead, of course, feel the feelings, feel the negativity, let it like let it touch you, but don't let it take hold of you. Don't let the negativity be the driving force in your life. Let the or you bring the positivity into it. Then it's like the negative, the oh, what's it called? Ah, I don't know. But the polarities meet each other, and you can decide to be the positive one in that situation. And then, let's say you're in a highly positive situation. Everything's going well. Everything's rolling so fine, you're having such a good time. um Lean into that. That's definitely a situation where you want to take advantage of it. Like, okay, how good can it get? But still keeping your mind smart. You can't just go all willy nilly thinking, oh, this is all great. This is gonna be so good. I don't have to worry about anything. It's like hope for the best, but plan for the worst. Like be ready in case anything does happen, and make sure you're not going towards something that doesn't resonate with you, that isn't true to yourself. um, so yeah, just like knowing how to work with these energies, I think is a really important thing that everyone can do. Like not getting caught up in it, being like having your wits about you. um, so yeah, and then like yeah, I think that covers it pretty well. I like that. That was a nice little rant on it. But we could go into something else then also, because I think that gives you a little gist of it. Maybe I can do more some other time, but I think that's a good like baseline. Um, so what more was it? Oh yeah, okay. So we got like there's two things. There's like empathy and then there's sympathy. So having like sympathy for someone, sometimes people will be like, "Ah, I don't want your sympathy, like I don't want you to feel bad for me." And I think people say that because they mean that they already feel bad enough for themselves, that they don't need you to feel bad for them. They already feel bad. So you don't have to increase the badness of my feeling, like you don't have to lean into that, like, or you don't have to give me more badness. That because that's essentially what sympathy can do sometimes. Like sympathy, if someone's like, "Oh, poor you," like, "Oh, yeah, you're so," then it's like, then you start feeling even more like a victim, and maybe you don't want to have a victim mentality. Maybe that's not where you're at in life. Maybe you're in a positive outset, like, yeah, I have all these things that have gone bad, and I have all this trauma or whatever, and but I'm not gonna let that be like, that's not me. I'm something different, and I'm not gonna be submitted to that. um and then we have like empathy, and empathy is something different. Empathy is much more empathy can actually help relieve someone else of their suffering or their badness or whatever, and that's because when you're when you give someone your empathy, when you're empathic, and that's something I believe everyone can train. I don't think like it's just something that some people have and some people don't. I think it's something that some people hone, some people lean into, some people practice more often, therefore they get better at it, like everything. And then there's people that don't feel empathetic. Maybe they're more sympathetic, or they see like the, oh, look at what how their life is going, or how they're feeling, and oh, poor them, like, and that, like, that's a disconnect, because then you're suddenly seeing that your life is like so good, your life is all dandy, and then this person that you're feeling sympathetic for, their life is, oh, so hard, and it's going so bad. But you're the one feeling the bad feelings for them, and they might have those feelings, but they might be feeling for something else. They might be going up while you're looking down, they're looking up. And where would you rather look? I think you'd rather look up, honestly. But anyway, besides the point. So yeah, empathy. Um, when when being empathic with someone, it's like you feel for them, you feel with them. Yeah, that's what it is. You feel with them. And in this, I think you actually help um, take off the heaviness of their own emotion, because now they see that someone else understands what it is they're going through, the heavy emotions. They can feel it with them, and I think that is like a way to help alchemize their feelings and help them feel even better, you know. Um, in being empathetic for someone else, it gives you good feelings. So you're actually winning when you're being empathetic, when you're just listening and understanding. And like, so one way that I'm empathetic with people sometimes is that I'll just like feel and listen and be like, and I'm pretty much just trying to feel the same thing that they're feeling, and I'm just being there for them in that situation. And obviously it's easier sometimes if it's like something relatable to your own life, if you also feel in a similar way or you felt in a similar way, then you can find that empathy for them even easier because you know what it's like to have gone through something like the thing that they're telling you, or etc etc. um, so that's why I think empathy is definitely a more powerful tool of like of connecting than sympathy, because when you use sympathy, yeah, as I said, it can make you feel like they're looking down on you if you're the person getting sympathy from someone else. But if you're the one giving sympathy, it can actually make you, yeah, feel worse because you're looking at it the wrong way. Instead of like understanding, you're just labeling what it is they're feeling. um, yeah, so that's kind of it. I could keep talking about empathy and sympathy for a long time. I think it's an interesting topic. Like there's a lot of, but then sympathy obviously must have some use, you know, like it's not just a dud feeling. It's there for a reason. So I think sympathy is really important when dealing with people that have like really deep trauma, like people that like are like very hurt, because then they need you to be sympathetic for them because it's so heavy that you can't relate to their feeling. So like you don't you have no clue how it is, and you can't understand it. Some things you can understand without going through it, but some things you don't understand unless you've gone through it. So in those cases, I think having like sympathy in a soft, caring manner, like not. I mean, and you can definitely not start labeling, because if you start labeling someone with like deep trauma, then that's gonna end in not good at all. So be careful with that. This is not like a guide to how to give sympathy and empathy. This is just me talking about it. So, and this is just from my personal experience. You know, like I'm not saying that it is like this or it ain't, but this is what I've noticed from my experience dealing with the two things. Yeah. So that's kind of what it's about. Um, empathy. Empathy is muy caliente. Very nice. Yeah, I think we'll end it there. I mean, look at that. Time flew by this time. Yeah. I hope you have a great Tuesday. I hope it's a wonderful day. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try to have a really good day too. I think it's gonna be a good day too. So, yeah, peace be, good luck, have fun. Ciao, ciao.